Coming up, everyone has noticed the new attempts to help the campus stay healthy and COVID-free. Free weekly testing at the SRC Arena is one of those.
From the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to ONTV Update. This is Friday, March 12th. I'm Amina Collins. Everyone is required to participate in the weekly COVID testing provided by SUNY OCC at the SRC Arena. Here's more on why. It's been about a full year since quarantine started last year. With the school opening back up for the spring semester, several precautions have been put in place to keep all staff, students, and visitors safe. However, students do have their own opinions about the matter.
I think they should do it every 2 weeks. Every week is kind of like a push, but the safer the better.
I feel like it's reasonable. I do like the swab testing better rather than the nose. I feel like that is a good idea.
SUNY OCC is one of the many SUNY schools approved to do pooled surveillance testing with Upstate Medical University. Sean Vormwald and his team of staff and student volunteers work hard to get this done every week.
So it's a self-administered mouth swab that people do, and it's a pooled test. So what we do is we combine 12 people's individual samples and put them into one batch or a pool, and then that pool is tested.
If a test comes back negative, that means everyone is negative. If a test comes back positive, that means at least one person in that pool is positive, and then each individual sample is tested over again.
So I feel like everybody should take advantage of this time.
Yes.
And make the best out of it.
Yes. Take advantage of all your opportunities. You got this, guys. Never give up.
The tests are done by paid workers, students, and staff volunteers. Student volunteers in the nursing and human services majors get clinical credits and internship credits. The pool testing is based on the SUNY Chancellor's mandate, which states that for the spring 2021 semester, campuses shall test on a weekly basis 100% of all students, faculty, and staff who live on campus and or plan to be on campus regularly shall be tested regularly. Those who have tested positive on their PCR test will not participate in the pool test for 90 days, starting from when they got their positive test results. Those who have gotten the vaccine will still have to participate. OCC's dining hall at Gordon Student Center is also taking precautions during the pandemic. For grilled foods, you are giving a ticket with a number on it after your order. Then you take your ticket with you after checking out. You must socially distance while you wait for your number to be called. Once that happens, you can pick up your food. We had a week full of nice days, but will that continue? This week's weather coming up after the break.
The vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write letters of recommendations to students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's, hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
Living at OCC is a great experience academically and socially. One of my first impressions of OCC is that it was a bigger than normal community college, more like a private school. All the academic resources are within my fingertips. I can go to the library, do homework outside of the dorms, and then come back and have a nice social life without being stressed. Smaller class size allows me to interact with the professor more. OCC also has a great education with an affordable tuition for anybody of any age.
Welcome back to On TV Update. I'm Amina Collins. Cole Penoyer is here with the weather. Can we hope for a few more days, Cole?
Unfortunately, Amina, after today, we're going back to typical central New York weather for this time of year. This week finally showed a glimpse of spring. According to the Weather Channel, today we have a high of 52 and a low of 25 tonight. So have that jacket ready for when it starts to cool down. Today will be partly cloudy with some of those spring rays of sunshine peeking through, with only 15% chance of rain. For the weekend, we can expect it to be cloudy with some popping through up throughout the day, but going into next week, we are going to see temperatures drop back down to normal temperatures for this time of the year. We start off the week off on Sunday, the high being 38 degrees with a low of 14. Then on Monday, expect slightly cooler temperatures with a high of 29 and a low of 19. As of right now, we are expecting a slight chance for rain on Tuesday with a high of 45 and a low of 32. And Wednesday, the temperatures go back up slightly to a high of 52 moving forward. I think we begin to see slightly warmer temperatures as we head into spring. Winter in New York can be harsh besides not seeing the sun for half the year. As we know, during the winter, the roads can be slick, and that is why the New York State Department of Transportation dumps salt on the roads. I sat down with local mechanic Alex Hyman and asked what kind of effect this has on our cars. Here in central New York, we spend a lot of time in our cars, getting from one place to another. And out of half the year, there is snow on the roads. Unfortunately, this has a negative impact on our vehicles, potentially making them unsafe to drive. Local mechanic Alex Hyman explains what happens to our cars during the winter.
What that does to cars is when the salt ends up on the cars, you have metal. And what happens when metal and moisture from the snow as well as the salt, it oxidizes. When it oxidizes, it rusts. That is how rust is formed.
Cameron Quick, a student here at Onondaga Community College, has had bad luck with vehicles he has owned, and central New York's weather may be the cause. He says that he wished he had taken better care of his car when he owned it.
I had a lot of rust on it, and the rust just got worse through the winter, and it got so bad to the point where my door actually fell off.
According to motorandwheels.com, New York is one of the worst states for a vehicle because it is in an area known as the Rust Belt. The Rust Belt is an area including states that use salt on the roads during the winter, which, as Alex said earlier, is what causes rust. I asked him how we could prevent this rust from forming on our vehicles.
Washing it at least once a week, like I said, I try to do, and making sure I get all parts of the car, not just the outside and the exterior. I try to get under there and try to make sure that the whole bottom of my car is rinsed off, as well as the outside, and make sure that all the nooks and crannies are just getting rinsed off.
Weather is starting to warm up here in central New York, but don't let that stop you from giving your car a wash and keeping it safe from that silent killer the DOT lays on the roads. Weather in central New York can be unpredictable as it is, so taking better care of your car during it can save you money in the long run. So spend the extra few dollars for a car wash to delay that rusting process. That's all for weather. Back to you, Amina.
Thanks, Cole. After the break, we'll be taking a look at this week's sports and a new way to get involved virtually. Stay right where you are. We'll be back here on TV Update.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording. So learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one. So exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here. So helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Hello folks, I'm Bertel Schmidt, and here's your update on this week's sports. Our lives have changed dramatically in the past year, and people are looking for ways to compete and have fun. The people over at the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement have come up with a new way to compete. The director of the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement, Sean Eddy, is the host of OCC's Game Show Monday.
Game Show Monday is an event that we developed to offer students who were looking for something to participate in that was fun, easy to engage, and was low commitment. I came up with the idea after playing some games with students and staff over break.
While Game Show Monday may be all fun and games, if you're a good competitor, you may have a chance to earn some special rewards.
Each week we offer prizes for the winners who win that particular game, which entails OCC gear, cell phone wallets, Bluetooth speakers. They can kind of roll over their participation each week towards a bigger prize at the end of the semester, like a TV or an Amazon Echo, Amazon gift card.
One student, Trevor Scott, thinks Game Show Monday helps students feel more involved here at OCC.
It certainly helps you feel more connected with the community. There's not a lot of stuff going on campus. It's very helpful.
Sean Eddy has also made it very easy for any student to join.
It's on Zoom. Once a student participates, they can use the same meeting code and passcode to join each week.
A creative new way for students to get involved. For all OCC students, be sure to check your college email for an invitation to next week's game show for a chance to win some cool prizes. In other news, the Syracuse University's tennis team will face off against Miami today at Drumlin Center. Their last game was the 28th of February, where they lost to Virginia with a final score of 4-3. While the team may have lost, it was a great game for Syracuse freshman Victoria Konopatskaya, who extended her single player's winning streak, making her the 11th ranked player in the nation. Here's hoping that they'll claim victory against Miami later today. Another event coming up this weekend is the SU Women's Lacrosse vs. Notre Dame game at the Carrier Dome. SU was able to defeat Notre Dame last night with a score of 18-14. The team maintained a steady lead, staying 3 goals ahead of Notre Dame throughout the game. The team is now 4-0 this season and are off to their best season since 2017. Be sure to check out the next game against Notre Dame, airing this Sunday at 12 p.m. on the ACC network. Well, looks like that's it for sports this week. Amina, have you been keeping up with any local sports lately?
No, but I think I'll check out that tennis game. Sports aren't the only way to stay in shape. OCC is offering free Zumba classes virtually. Make sure you check out the next one on Thursday, March 18th to get involved with the community and have a good workout as well. A flyer was sent out to all students, so check your OCC email for more information, including future dates, a link, and a password to join. Coming up, how are students and staff at OCC holding up with the COVID-19 pandemic 1 year later? We'll tell you after the break.
Look at what's happened here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. And it's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do in any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department, and 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the BNC program. BMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time. And I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a 2-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
On March 17th, Gordon Student Center will be opening up a table that allows you to talk to a medical professional about sexual health and services. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., they will be holding a Reach Program Connection program for free where you can get a non-judgmental information on sexual health. One day later, on March 18th, Niagara University will be coming to campus and will be setting up a shop in the Gordon Student Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to talk to students on their ability to transfer. The event will be free to attend. On March 25th, the National Black Leadership Commission will be coming to campus from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Gordon Center. They will be promoting health and will be in the well-being of Black communities and will have information for HIV testing. The event will also be free. Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Amina Collins. We are currently 1 year into the COVID pandemic. Masks and social distancing have become what some would call the new normal. But how has OCC and its students been in an age of COVID? ONTV Update's Trevor Scott checks in on how things are doing 1 year later.
On March 13, 2020, COVID-19 had led to the shutdown of colleges nationwide. Schools such as Onondaga Community College were forced to go remote, but returned in person by the fall with some modifications. 1 year later, OCC President Casey Crable wants students to know that their safety is the top priority.
One of the things that happens to people in a pandemic is they become fearful. They're not really sure, should I be here? Should I do this? And so we've had to spend a lot of time explaining to people, which is a good thing, but explaining to people, here's what we've done to make this area safe.
For students at OCC, some are trying to remain optimistic during these times. Students such as Gina Segretti, an early childhood major set to graduate this May.
The comeback is always greater than the setback, and I really feel that that is true to what's going on now. And, the comeback after COVID is always going to be greater, and, this is a setback, but our comeback will be greater.
Despite all the obstacles that a pandemic may bring, these students remain more determined than ever, and they're being praised for their efforts.
These students have proven to us that they're not only smart and capable, but they're also gritty, motivated, determined, driven, whatever word you want to use. These students are capable of building their future under difficult conditions, and those are the students you want for either as employees or as transfer students.
Building a future that she hopes will be normal. From Whitney Hall, Trevor Scott, ONTV Update.
OCC is anticipating to return to normalcy by this fall. Dr. Kriebel also said that no matter what, graduation will still be happening in May, as they are considering plans for each scenario. The third stimulus is on the way. On March 10th, House lawmakers finalized the $1.9 trillion relief package, which was signed by President Biden later that day. The bill includes $1,000 checks for those who make an income of $8,000 or less, and $300 in weekly unemployment benefits. Eligible recipients this time around will include all dependents, meaning a family of 4 can receive up to $5,600 checks, are expected to roll out early as this weekend. OCC is now offering a tool called Drumlin to help students learn virtually. Students earn points for completing simple tasks on Blackboard, such as posting questions, sharing notes, making flashcards, or even showing up for class. These points can be redeemed for gift cards for places such as Amazon, Chipotle, and Starbucks. Download the Drumlin app on your smartphone to get started. Cole is back now with the weekend weather forecast. How does it look?
This week we finally got to see spring weather, and starting off today was no exception. We started off a little cooler this morning, but as the sun began to come out, the temperatures reached the low 50s. Coming up this weekend, however, we can expect the temperatures to drop significantly, with a high of 35 and a low of 25 on Saturday, and a high of 37 on Sunday with a low of 21. You may have gotten to see a bit of the sun today, but for the most part, the rest of the weekend will be mostly cloudy.
That's all that we have for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Amina Collins, and don't forget to come back next week for your weekly news.